My name is Francisco. Everybody knows me as Miho. I'm from Ecuador originally, and I was born and raised there. Moved up here in 2009 for good. I was coming here since I was 15 years old, which it changed a little bit of my perspective of life, and got into what's the vision, and went to photography classes, and then my passion translated into paintings. After years of doing photography, then I took a breakdown between times where I thought I didn't want to continue making art for a little while. I was inspired by some of local artists after I had a show of photography, and then I lived with artists for a while. I had a painting studio where I discovered that painting was a part of life that I thought was an image with a photographer vision. I couldn't transform that or have as an inspiration to create, and then I started doing drawings when I had the studio and paintings, and there were studies that I tried to understand, and there were a lot of questions that I wasn't afraid to experiment with it. And then back in 2015, after about 8 years of drawing and painting, I went to back to the gas station where it was my first job, and where I thought, it's time for me to like take a break from art and save money and really think about life and life changes. And I discovered a painting after somebody pulled up into the pump and asked me for a receipt, and I went inside. I came back and I gave him the receipt, and when I came back, I cleaned my hands with hand sanitizer, and I saw the reaction on the paper. So then I started making these little illusions, and then after that I started making drawings of them, and then I started making this big, waving the paper, and it became something fun. And then I started experimenting how to make it darker, lighter, with pastel and powder, pastel and colors, and it's a technique that I've been developing, and hopefully it'll turn out to be a good thing one day. With the receipt paper, it's been a challenge of not just quitting the gas station, because I still work there even to the day, every once a month, every once 3 months. It was like a family business where I used to love to go back to work, and after the receipt papers, I started going more to drawings, and it drove me back into myself as an artist, and not to quit something that you think because you're starting it's just not the future of yourself. There's a lot of also people that don't respect and look at things a different way of seeing things, like different, not different vision, but a different way of expressing themselves, different educations, or different cultures. We all are different, and some people like something, some people don't like, and it's alright. It's the real world. So also at the gas station one day I was making a drawing of a shadow, and then it was just a 1 point turn. That then I went through the printer, and I scanned it in 360, which it create this double connection of infinitive of numbers where perfection connects to numbers. Usually I do sometimes, if I'm working on the canvas itself, I usually do a drawing first, or sometimes I will draw directly on the canvases when I'm inspired by something that I see, or sometimes I like to do little drawings, and then from that take into the big step, and you know making it bigger, which has been a challenge for me to go from a little abstraction to formative. And I feel like it's a process where you learning from abstraction to forms, and from forms to colors, and I guess it's part of learning and experience of living as an artist. It makes you want to keep going and continue to experiment and reproach to the making the art as a habit and loving and being secure and never have notions or notions about it.